excited because we back. We back. We back. We back. We back. And I don't mean to kill the fun like this, but I got a question that I have to ask before we continue. And that question is, what kind of daughter has life taught you to be? All right, we're going to circle back to that. But if you didn't catch last week's video, please stay tuned until the very end of this video because I'm finally going to share the news with you of what my email list got last week. And so if you're not on my email list, what we doing? Go ahead and go to the description and join the email list. But another thing that I shared was basically the foundation that God gave me for this year. And he has shared with me that this is the year of the very intentional. And so for the next 3 months, we are focusing on being the very intentional daughter. I love that. For the next 3 months, we are going to be focusing on the very intentional daughter. And that is so important because everything that we're going to do, and just like the where we're going to go from after the very intentional daughter, it flows from this. Like, this is the foundation that we must start with. And for many of us, our identity as daughters was formed before we even had words for it. And so and I'm going to say me. I'm going to say me. And then if you feel like you connect, you can say we in the comments. But as a child, I responded as a daughter based on what was going on around me. And so I learned to be a daughter who didn't have any problems. I learned to be the daughter that was always happy, that, kept straight A's, that never got in trouble, that never had issues. But there was actually a lot of things going on internally. And I just chose to be the daughter who was going to figure it out herself so that I wouldn't be a burden upon anybody else. And that was the daughter that I grew up being and that I thought I had to be. And it wasn't because anybody told me that I had to be this way. It was because that's what felt safer. It felt as though if I tried to say anything about the things that I was actually going through, or ask questions, or anything that was out of the normal for me, that I would be causing disruption in our normalcy. So you already know we're going to dive so much deeper into this. But for today, I just simply wanted to welcome you to the year of the very intentional daughter and leave you with some questions. Like the question in the beginning, what kind of daughter has life taught you to be? I want you to sit with this. And each question, I want you to write it down and I want you to write out your answer because we're going to be diving into some uncharted territory. So, question one: who did you learn you needed to be loved? What version of you felt safest growing up? Were you the strong one, the invisible one, the achiever, or the peacekeeper? And what did it cost you to be that daughter? Okay, and so this is new for me because if you've been rocking with us for a little while, you know that usually my videos are kind of, as a friend had called it one time, almost like a diary. Like, it's just a video diary. And I'm only stepping away slightly from that because my goal is to not only shed light upon my life, but so that you can see yourself in my story or in the things that I share so that you can break free and you can be the very intentional woman that God has called you to be. And so I just wanted to leave that with you. Before I say this last remark, okay, I'm really, really excited because along with this amazing year of the very intentional, we are hosting our first ever very intentional mama retreat. And so, with that being said, if you are in need of a break, if you find yourself almost exhausted daily and like, Lord, why did you make me these kids, mama? Then I think it might be time for you to take a break. And so join us September 2026. There is a wait list that you have to fill out. And we are going to start sending out the deposit forms and emails soon. So if this is something that you are interested in, like I said, if you know that one, you need a break, two, you want to find you again, but you want to do it amongst other women so you don't feel like you're doing things alone. And y'all, I have some really, really cool things in store for us. So it's things that you might have never thought that you would do, or something that maybe you haven't done in a very long time, and it's like, I needed to get back to this. Then go ahead and fill out the waitlist form. It is going to be in the description below so that we can get you here Q3, September 2026, for the break of your life. So there's one last thing that I want to share with you, and it's this month. Like I said, we are doing some new things. And we're not rushing to get to the end. We're not rushing to get to the outcome. But instead, we're learning how to recognize, because you can't release what you haven't named, and you can't restore what you don't understand. So it might feel like, dang, Aaliyah ain't give us her all. It's because I don't want us to jam pack this into just one conversation, but I want this to be a series of conversations where you actually sit with the questions that I've asked, sit with whatever is released in that day's conversation, and allow God to reveal some things to you so that we can release and that we can restore. All right, the year of the very intentional daughter. We are here. We are here. And we will see you in next week's video. Bye.